Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a Dave & Buster's report, but don't worry, it's not just about arcade games and overpriced nachos, although I wish it was that simple. We're going to look at what this report means for the company's future. It's got some good news and some tricky parts. So on June 18th, 2025, Dave & Buster's had their yearly meeting and a few important things were voted on and approved. Basically, shareholders, the people who own part of a company, got together and made some decisions about how the company will run and who will lead it. If you're finding value here, hit that like button and subscribe for more straight to the point corporate insights. And don't forget to join our Discord server, the link is down below. First up, they voted on who would be on the board of directors, the people who make the big decisions for the company. All the people they nominated, folks like James P. Chambers with 24,351,036 votes, and Hamish A. Dodds got the thumbs up. Basically, these individuals will continue to guide Dave & Buster's for the next year. It's worth noting that there were some against votes for each director. Atish Shah got a substantial amount of against votes, almost 6 million compared to the others. This could signal some shareholder discontent with his performance or strategies, but they all were still voted in, so it might not be that big of a deal. Next, they had to decide who would be keeping an eye on the company's money, who would make sure the numbers are correct, someone like an auditor, you know. They chose KPMG LLP as their independent accounting firm for 2025. It's pretty standard stuff, making sure everything is legit. If 198,000 were against, so a real landslide for KPMG. ISOPAS people trust them. Then they voted on whether they agreed with how much the top executives were getting paid. This is often called an advisory vote, meaning the company doesn't have to change anything based on the results. But it's a good way to see if the owners of the company, the shareholders, approve the leadership's compensation. Most people were on board with the executive pay package, but again, a noticeable chunk, almost 500,000, voted against it. Say shareholders can be quite opinionated on things like this. Finally, and this is a big one, shareholders gave the nod to something called the 2025 Omnibus Incentive Plan. Basically, this is a plan that allows the company to give employees, executives, and directors stock options, bonuses, and other rewards. It's a way to motivate people to work hard and make the company successful, because as the company does better, so does their personal wealth. More than half of the shareholders were for it, with about 22,492 companies successful. Because as the company does better, so does their personal wealth. More than half of the shareholders were for it, with about 22,490 companies successful. Because as the company does better, so does their personal wealth. More than half of the shareholders were for it, with about 22,490,490 does better. So does their personal wealth. More than half of the shareholders were for it, with about 22,490,128 votes. Now, if you're thinking, okay, what exactly is in this plan? You can actually find the full details as an exhibit to this very report. They mention it here. I'd check it out if you're interested in the specifics. So wrapping it all up, what's the story here? Dave & Buster's had their annual meeting, they elected directors, okayed their accounting firm, gave a thumbs up to executive pay, and approved a big incentive plan. This all means they're setting the stage for the future, trying to keep everyone motivated and aligned with the company's goals for the upcoming year. Rodolfo Rodriguez Jr., their chief legal officer, signed this report, making it all nice and official active now. To my take on all of this, things seem pretty stable at Dave & Buster's. The decisions made at the annual meeting show a company focused on keeping its leadership in place, ensuring financial accountability, and motivating employees through incentives. Also, while most votes passed without major opposition, these votes with people against signal a need for management to pay attention to shareholder sentiment, especially regarding executive compensation and board performance. Atish Shah should watch all of his future elections closely. The approval of the 2025 incentive plan is a positive step as it aligns the interests of employees and executives with the company's overall success. However, the effectiveness of the plan will depend on how well it's implemented and how fairly rewards are distributed. Overall, Dave & Buster's direction seems solid, but they need to stay vigilant about shareholder feedback and ensure their incentive programs drive meaningful results. It's the classic corporate puzzle. Everyone needs to be happy, even the shareholders. Alright, that's our breakdown of Dave & Buster's recent corporate moves. What's your take on these decisions and what they mean for the company? Or maybe even your next visit for a fun night out? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hit that like button to really help the channel and subscribe for more insider dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord server. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.